This isn't an SOS. I really fought for Jenny. I really fought for that cute, innocent woman that looked like Björk with beautiful eyes, and she had an indigenous look to her, and she was very, very warm, loving, deep, connected, spiritual woman, creative, loved art, really spent time with children and helping create a really great home for other people that was warm and connected and hospitable. I've had my life turned upside down. I just was minding my own business. I got tortured house to house from these bees that I'm an ugly dog. And then basically this guy from the West Gang, and I believe he had really bad intentions with me. Um, because they kept saying it was Harvey Norman, and he wants to bottle my love for the rest of my life by keeping me in this malicious story. And it wasn't. They definitely did this to hold me captive and to hold my soul and heart, and I'm asking for it back, because it's really inhumane to ethnic cleanse me to my whole family. And it's at that point where you've done so much inhumane torture and depersonalizing me to people and giving money so there's no real connection to what's going on, getting Nick Tam to violently suppress me with sexual assault so that you can open a business down in my heritage and build your foundation on the blood of my ancestors and everything that my mother built from the ground up, and every essence of the innocence that I've lost. And I was fighting just for tomorrow because I wanted my face, and they're like, no, tomorrow is for Riska, not you. Tomorrow is for Amanda, not you. Tomorrow is for Ruben, not you. John has all the power in the world. It's not for you, it's for him. And I'm asking, what did I do to deserve this? I was just minding my business, trying to get a job, asked them for help to get into a job, and they've ruined my life. I've had anal torture, sexual violence. Apparently the Indians said they put a pole up me, and years ago they said I was executed, really brutalized from a gentleman's club, that I was, she actually said this and I didn't click. She said all the women are jealous and are saying that you're too ugly for him. Can I have the videos of the sex tape? Because you must be all getting together saying I'm too fucking ugly for him all over the world and I'm only worth $1. And I'm asking for a woman that spent $2,000 on her body, these famous influencers, and have really premeditated this for a very long time to take life quality, self quality. I'm asking, my life is been a journey about self-worth, but how can I find dignity when you're filming me on apps and I'm kept in poverty, which is a crime? Nobody can get out of poverty alone. You need other people, so I'm being starved of what I need, and there's no sympathy. You want to keep beating my face all online, and I'm asking, what did I do to deserve this world order where you want to beat my face? You've got all the shops tomatoing my face. You've got this house tomatoing my face. You've got the security guard raping me. And I'm asking, why would you do this to somebody? Why would you do this to somebody? Why would you do this to a defenseless person? You started a war on a woman, and it feels like I've got something crawling in my backside. I've never been a dirty woman. I've never lived in cockroach filth or anything. So whatever you've done to me in my sleep, it is malicious to take somebody's purity away and take it on yourself that you're an honorable spiritual woman. But the connection is, the point of this is to take away somebody else's spiritual light, I think. And my journey was deeply spiritual. It was connected. I'm completely disabled. I'm paralyzed. So as soon as the lawyers came in, I couldn't get hold of anyone to help me, and the police paralyzed me by taking away the social services, and now they're blocking me working. So they silence me with all these walls, and I'm asking to bring your walls down because you didn't even see me. It was a crime, that toilet video, and you didn't see me. You just put me on the ground and said I'm not good enough, that she's a new celebrity. But what about my foundation was all about love, and it was sympathy, warm connection. It was about emotional supporting the support of other people, and all this wisdom to understand where they're coming from, an insight and what this person needs to grow. And it's been stolen off me. Some of the older Maoris were actually trying to help me when I was travelling back up to the top of the North Island from the violence from Narita's house, from her son, like calling me some very vicious, racist names. My journey was deeply connected to source. I was doing all the photography was about my connection to my soul and the source of the land, which they're making it criminal that I live on this land. That they are denying me that I was connected to the ethers and the stars, and I've got this deep, deep knowledge of healing for other people. I've got deep knowledge of nutrition, which you cannot see because of all the abuse and torture of my stomach. Something happened to me in a tent, and something happened to me in Australia, and I can feel that I've got worms out my bum, and I can feel that I've been violently invaded by something so sadistic. Only something so devilish would do that, and I've never been a devil woman. I was a Christian, but the only thing that happened was through all this violence, I felt like I've had to protect myself because the police aren't doing their job. So I've become very vicious with my mouth, and I ask for your forgiveness. But at the end of the day, I can't do my path of Christ when I'm battling with girls that are in these skull and crossbow motorcycle gangs that want to take it away from me. Why is one woman beating me to death? These women all beating me to death. It's not only that I'm not allowed my own. I'm not allowed my own independence. The police have been blocking me to go for work for years now. And so you've taken away my class piece by piece, and I'll never be the same. You've tortured me for $1 as junk quality, and then basically worked on their bodies and their faces and their self-esteem and goals, while I got tortured, denied the rights to housing, gated out of communities with apartheid, drowned when I tried to talk about it in a massive way that I was lower class. And it's like, well, obviously you hate me. The world hates me. These people in power hate me. They obviously only want these girls to be influencers because I shouldn't be so violently ruined. Like, even when it came to this John and Amanda that I was his mate, she wasn't even around. So this is all made up shit. I just want to get out of here. I want witness support, but the black community said I won't get any justice because these blonde women are the government. So it was all set up to murder me, and I'm asking. I love my family, Jody and Marina. I deeply have sensitivity about them. You have to understand we're kind of like got all these different parts of our personality, and I'm rageful and just with justice. I don't spend 15 years of human connection and deep insight of who I am and what I want out of life, and that was to have human connection and support other people in their journey, to have it all ruined from some greedy people who just want to copy me out of greed and torture, and to deny me an honourable life by butchering me for $1. I'll never be the same because nobody stood forward and stood with me and said that's wrong. You really worked on your health and you really worked on your esteem, and they've really butchered me. If you look at my stomach, I've got a massive tumor, and they're not cutting it out for me. They're not letting me have health care. They're keeping me in life imprisonment for my heart and all my connections. For the rest of my life, she's always going to be fiddling with my connections. All of them. There's about 20 of these sunflowers, and it's like a complete injustice because I've got a letter about 3 or 4 years ago from some census called of beauty, and I was protesting about it, and they've just removed me. So it just shows you how big this human trafficking stuff is. They'll pay all these celebrities to make big smoke screens, and then they just take you next minute you're a prostitute. And I don't want to be a prostitute. I was an honourable woman. I was basically a young girl and ruined, and I got back on my feet, and every time I do my quality of life, I get ruined. And once you're traumatized and going through domestic violence, and the public is coercively controlled by the fear, probably of seeing all these horrible things, you can't function like a normal person. I do have a good mindset, but to put me through domestic violence is, you can't function, you can't perform the same way, and it's shameful. You've shamed me to a community. I'll never be the same. That is, and it's sad that I have to kill myself because you used me and exploited me to make me junk rubbish and made me used as a cum dumpster so all these black rappers can be really famous. And it's all of my dreams that you've taken, all of my art, business, all of my happy family with a home, and all of my learning guitar. Just, I've got a soul that likes to create and express itself, and you're keeping me in the darkness. You're keeping me in a factory where I'm chained to the ground of feces like I'm trash. You're silencing my heart and these washing machines by payments, and you've lied about my work by paying people. So, and it's these brothers were like giving people the crane, giving people a golden ticket, and I never got any rights. And for the rest of my life, I have to be kept as lower, and it's not fair. It's not fair to deflower somebody and ruin them, and then deny them the right to their money, or deny them the right to justice, or deny them the right to a spiritual community to be included in. And it's really bad that you're being blackballed by people in these high societies, or whatever they want to call themselves, celebrities or how housing cartels, that are actually blocking me accessing housing by myself. So I have to live in these violent situations. I was never lower class, so it's not fair. I was upper middle class, but you've gang stalked me. People seeing me cook, but you don't actually know I'm traumatized. I don't want to go outside. I'm terrified of the misogyny and the hatred. It's really unfair, and I'm asking for anybody out there with human compassion that has been persecuted unjustly and put into a prison and chained up to Riska or Amanda for so long to make you the ugly one, to torture you. Is that's all they've done, is triangulated me and made me labour for years, and I don't get the same payment. They get trillions. My cousin Nick gets trillions for prostituting me, and I get nothing for doing the right thing in life, for helping people. All I get is cancer and get put to death.